Well, they are one of the world's biggest electric scooter companies, but when are they going to come to Montreal? With more on this, let's go to Toronto. Chris Schaefer is Senior Director of Strategic Development for Lime here in Canada. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on your show.
It's a real pleasure here. Let's talk about electric scooters. We've had listeners text us and call us about their experiences in other cities. We don't have the electric scooters yet here in Montreal. We're told they're coming. How quickly do you want to get into the Montreal market?
Oh, as soon as possible. In Canada, as you know, we've got basically a very short spring and summer before fall and winter returns. Mm-hmm. So scooters are a spring, summer, fall phenomenon, so we're eager to get into Montreal while the weather's just starting to, I think, turn towards warmer days.
And where are you available now in Canada?
We're in 2 cities in Canada to date, in Calgary with our pedal assist e-bike share, and in Waterloo, Ontario with a pilot for electric scooters.
Gotcha. So Montreal has said that they're open to e-scooters coming here to our city. I think one of your competitors is planning to be here this year. How are you finding it when you look at the regulations Montreal wants to put in place? Stuff you can deal with or too onerous?
No, it's stuff we can work with for sure. We're eager to get started. We think Montreal, in particular, Ville-Marie and other boroughs are ripe for this sort of transportation choice. A lot of cities like Montreal are talking about ways to move people out of cars and into more active forms of transportation, be it walking, cycling, and increasingly scootering. So we think Montreal, like many cities in Canada, are really primed right now for an option that is environmentally friendly and more active.
Now, you think you're going to be in Montreal this year? Is that what you placed your bet on?
Oh, for sure. If right now the City of Montreal, as you know, has passed their bylaw that permits electric scooter share operations from companies such as Lime, when we apply. We're waiting right now on the province to issue a ministerial order that would permit the electric scooter on public roads. So that would then allow the City of Montreal to issue a permit to a company like Lime or maybe another company to operate electric scooters locally in Montreal.
Now, why don't you tell the listeners that we've got here what a traditional Lime trip is like? You know, from your experience in other Canadian cities, other cities around the world, how do people use Lime?
So you go to if you have an Apple iPhone or another iPhone, you go to your App Store, download the Lime app, and when Lime is operational in your city, in Montreal, you open the Lime app. It will show you where the nearest electric scooter is. You go to that electric scooter, you unlock it via the app with a QR code, or you can enter a code, and you're ready to go. And for the real sweet spot of electric scooters is it's really designed for those trips that are just far enough that you'd consider taking your car or an Uber or a taxi because it's just a little too far to walk. So the average trip, in U.S. dollars anyways, is about $2.25.
$2. That's the average trip is $2.25 U.S.
Yeah, so, it's about $3 in Canada. So you're looking at affordable trips. You're looking at environmentally friendly trips with rechargeable lithium batteries, and you're looking at really transportation equity. Because unfortunately, public transit can't go everywhere. It can't go to everyone's doorstep, but you need that first kilometer, last kilometer use of transportation to get you from wherever you are to public transit or from public transit to wherever you're going. And that really, we think the electric scooter fills that niche quite well.
Now, in some cities, you can leave these scooters basically anywhere. In Montreal, there are going to be a certain set of zones, right, where you can drop the scooters off. That's correct?
Yes, you've described it well. And, of course, in our app, we provide our riders with education about how to safely and responsibly park the electric scooter.
Gotcha. How far? What's the maximum distance you want? Like people in the boroughs that you'll launch in. Like how far would be the farthest Lime in your perfect scenario?
Farthest line from where you are, or the farthest line you would take on a trip?
Yeah, how close should a Lime scooter be in order for you to maximize your service?
Yeah, ideally a Lime scooter is always available to a user that is, a block or two away.
Gotcha.
That is the ideal sweet spot.
We got to talk about accidents and injuries. I've spoken about this on the show because there's some studies from the CDC that show that a lot of people get injured on these things. So how do you take safety, security into consideration? What are you doing about some of the accident and injury reports we've seen?
Yeah, safety is obviously paramount to a company like Lime. We do a bunch of things in this space. Always encourage, of course, users to wear a helmet, particularly, encouraging them where it's the law, as it is in many places in Canada, to wear a helmet. Mm-hmm. So that's priority number one. We will give away helmets at launch events to encourage that use. There's a lot of in-app education around safety. A lot of the studies, remember, scooters have only been around for about a year in a shared capacity globally. Mm-hmm. And so some of the data coming out is suggesting that scooters are, have sort of safety related issues on par with bicycles. That some of the studies are showing that. And it's a new mode of transportation, and so we in Montreal recently, maybe a month or so ago, we were in partnership with the downtown business improvement area destination, Centreville. Mm-hmm. We had the opportunity for Montreal residents, free of charge, to come visit us in different locations each day during that week and test and ride on a demo course our Lime electric scooter.
Another thing we've seen, you mentioned just how new this service is globally. And in some cities, I mean, it's so new, we've seen anger from citizens. We've seen people take scooters, electric scooters, and throw them in the lake, throw them in water, just pick them up and actually we've seen vandalism. How are you dealing with that? And do you feel it's because the service is new, or is there another thing behind that?
It's maybe a bit of the news. If you remember, too, if you go back 100 or so years when the car was introduced and you had people that were used to traveling by horse that were unaccustomed to having that car around, it took time to adjust, and this is no different in that respect. Yeah. So as we get used to, but particularly this is really filling that niche where cities, increasing numbers of them, are passing climate emergency motions to address issues related to climate change. We have to find ways in cities in which we live, and most Canadians live in cities in Canada, to move around our cities in ways that are environmentally friendly, and this plays a part in that move towards more sustainable forms of transportation.
Chris, I'm out of time here, but it sounds like you're very close. So you're just waiting on a couple of government check marks, and you're going to launch in this city.
That's the plan, hopefully, yes.
All right. Chris Schaefer, Senior Director of Strategic Development for Lime here in Canada. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.